With Active Cyber's zero-day deployment for Workday Adaptive Planning, our pre-configured and templated approach to planning and analytics allows our customers to get up and running in a matter of days and oftentimes less. At Active Cyber, we're able to leverage hundreds of successful deployments, which in turn has allowed us to create a best practice deployment approach called Zero Day. This methodology combines all of the knowledge and expertise that we've gained through years and years of implementations across all industries to provide our customers exclusive access to our pre-configured and templated packages to drive immediate value within their Workday Adaptive Planning environments. As a best-in-suite EPM tool, Workday Adaptive Planning natively is able to combat the traditional challenges organizations face when performing the planning process, which include ensuring all team members have access to the specific information that they need in order to plan. And more importantly, that they do not have access to any information that they shouldn't. With Workday Adaptive Planning's level structure or organizational hierarchy, this is our foundation for security access privileges. Users get assigned to a level or group of levels, and data is viewed within sheets, reports, dashboards, all of which corresponds to our users' respective levels. This ensures users are only able to access their specific data. Now, we typically see level structures for software companies, including departments, profit, and cost centers. But we also want to ensure that all team members are planning collaboratively in a single location to avoid the duplication of effort, to avoid the common pitfall of overridden formulas and spreadsheets, or the submission of an improper file. Through the use of versions and version controls inside of Workday Adaptive Planning, teams are able to direct their users to all plan in the same version for budgeting, forecasting, and even what-if scenario analysis, without each team member having multiple spreadsheet copies saved to their hard drive. Now, most commonly, we see for software companies, they leverage versions for annual plans, monthly and quarterly reforecast plans as well. And lastly, that planning and reporting are dynamic enough to provide immediate access and analysis that goes above and beyond just producing the high-level numbers, and provides planners the ability to perform data-driven decision-making, as well as provide this dynamic reporting capability in a manner that will increase performance and reduce the overall timeline to plan. Through the use of active dashboards inside of Workday Adaptive Planning, we're able to accomplish this goal with ease, especially inside of our zero-day software perspective. Now, a perspective inside of Workday Adaptive Planning is just a dashboard or a group of dashboards, in this case, financial summary, all the way through cash flow forecast, which is meant to target a specific user or group of users in order to complete a common goal. We've designed this specific perspective to allow us to empower our users through data democratization. We want to put all of our data at our users' fingertips. So we begin just by highlighting the fact that Workday Adaptive Planning is made by finance for financial users. It's intuitive, easy to use, and is a completely self-service tool, whether that's adding new users, changing permissions, or even creating a dashboard full of your most important KPIs like MRR or upsell opportunities. Our goal is to enable all users, budget owners to top-level executives, the ability to quickly and easily identify and disseminate the most important metrics to your organization. One of those things we mentioned at the top is we didn't want to just provide high-level numbers that were not useful to the organization. With active dashboarding functionality, all of our charts, graph styles are completely clickable and accessible. If I wanted to see my monthly recurring revenue by product, I could click in and break down this $1.8 million across all of our different products. All of our information is clickable, accessible. So if you're in a board meeting or if you're wanting to push this out to your leadership, all of the questions that you may receive about these KPIs can be easily answered without having to run any ancillary reports. Now, as we get into the planning process, we break revenue down into top-down revenue as well as bottom-up revenue. From a top-down revenue perspective, we begin by assessing what our ARR target is or the upcoming fiscal year. We also allow for the ability to make any adjustments that we may want to make, such as adding 10% adjustment to our ARR target. And then we're able to see the output directly within our dashboard here, within our planning sheet. What separates Workday Adaptive Planning from a lot of BI tools out there is you're actually able to plan directly inside of one of our dashboards. It provides that one-stop shop for all of our users. We can pinpoint our users to a specific dashboard, and they never need to go anywhere else in order to plan. The user comes in and decides a 10% adjustment is not something that they want to put in place, simply make a change, and then we can see the corresponding flow down to our different departments. Now, how do we get that information to our departments? Well, it's a combination of first starting with seasonality. Seasonality can be broken into months or quarters. It can be based off of historical information, or it could be based off of inputs. Once we have our seasonality, we then forecast it down to our different parts of the organization, our level structure or departments. These formulas that we create inside of Workday Adaptive Planning, very easy to understand, very easy to create. We're simply looking at software for this minus 12 period, so this exact month last year. Now, as you can see, I could also make changes. If I wanted to say North was responsible for 50%, I could plug in that change here as well. These allocations to our levels are what drive our target seasonally and then produce an assignment for all of the different parts of our organization, our top-down approach to revenue planning. From a bottoms-up approach, we begin by assessing information coming in from our CRM, such as Salesforce or HubSpot. We start with our existing accounts. All of our account information is brought in, such as customer name, if there's a particular product in place. Do we have a close date, contract start, contract end date, what our total contract value is. We're also able to pull in retention assumptions as well. Do we want to rely on default retention assumptions, or do we want to customize it on a customer by customer basis? Maybe we think that the retention is closer to 30% or 50%. We're able to plug those in directly in our sheet and see the impact to our forecasted ARR from a renewal perspective. We could also pull in our pipeline information. All of the information here is being brought over again from our CRM source system. So things like location, opportunity, product, even our stage, whether we're qualifying, upside. This can drive probability percentages natively within the system, which produces our weighted pipeline. All of the calculations that are being produced here are non-editable from the front end or from our user perspective. Those are administrative privileges, again, ensuring that we don't have users going in and overriding any of our formulas that we've got built. After we've brought in our existing accounts and pipeline, we then get into our revenue snowball. So our beginning ARR plus any new ARR from our pipeline. Our renewal assumptions, upsell assumptions, even churn assumptions can be brought in to produce our ending ARR. We then are able to produce our unidentified pipeline as it corresponds with our top-down revenue versus our bottom-up revenue and get that variance analysis. Lastly, we get some great graphics on the side for top 10 products as well as ARR waterfall for the entire fiscal year. Now, outside of revenue, we begin to dig deeper into employee cost and headcount metrics. We want to ensure our team has quick access and insight into their employees, and if necessary, they're easily able to add new hire requisitions to our workforce plan sheet below. So let's say, for instance, we wanted to add a particular worker. We just need to add a row, and then we can go in and add in information. Now, this can be manually keyed in. This could be copied and pasted like you've seen here. I'll save that change. And now we can see an update to our expected headcount as well as our new hires. So immediate changes to all of our charts, graphs, and dials as we make edits to our planning sheets. In addition to just making changes to our charts and graphs and dials, all of the corresponding rows on this particular sheet, similar to pipeline and our account data from our CRM, have underlying calculations that exist to support all of our information. Again, these calculations are uneditable from our users, preventing those formula overrides that keeps teams up working late at night or over weekends in preparation of those board decks. Now, going beyond labor costs, we start to drive into operating expenses as well. Within operating expenses, we allow for a direct entry method of entering our operating expenses for a number of GL accounts, as well as vendors. And we also put in a description or a justification of the expense. Lastly, we also get into capital expenditures and our need for new capital expenses for our upcoming cycle as well. From computers and LHI needs to furniture and fixtures, we again leverage native functionality that allows us to calculate depreciation based on purchase amount and useful life. From a quick glance, we're also able to have an overall handle of our total financials and expected cash flow. We allow for the ability to enter a starting cash position and select from a days sales outstanding working capital assumption dropdown as well, going from 2 months to 1 month. We're quickly and easily able to see the change on our cash on hand versus gross profit margins update based on those DSO selections. With Active Cyber's zero-day deployment for software organizations, we're able to deliver this package along with training for how to administer this package in a matter of just a few days and oftentimes less. If you'd like to discuss how this package could work for your organization, please contact sales@activecyber.com. Thank you.